I was able to reach the prestigious Ultimate Champion League with an amazing 94% win rate. I used 3.0 Xbow Cycle, my favorite deck in the game, and also one of the highest skill decks in the current meta. In this video, my goal is to teach you the best tips and tricks for you to have success with Xbow Cycle based on my years of experience and mastery playing the deck. Alright, we got our first match against Logbait, and in this video I'm going to be pushing from Royal Champion League all the way to Ultimate Champion with 3.0 Xbow Cycle, as it looks like we are up against Logbait for our first match of the day. Not a match I'm very fond of, but in general, in this video I'm going to be trying to teach you all the different tips and tricks that you can use to win with Xbow Cycle, all the various bits of knowledge that I have gained through years of playing Xbow Cycle, lots of experience and mastery. So I feel like Xbow Cycle is the kind of deck that you can always play in any meta, really. It's not going to be good, and right now it's been in a bad spot for a while, but you can still win by being better than your opponent, whether you play perfect defense or outplaying on offense. There's lots of room for outplay with this deck, and that's why I love it so much. So he goes for Princess Bridge, and he's still going to have to respond to this Knight. I'm going to go Archers and immediately Xbow, actually, because he's 2 away from his Rocket, I'm pretty sure. So having outcycled the Rocket in single is a nice little play you can make against Logbait and try and get an early connection. He's going to have to cycle back to that. Yes, that's going to be a mini lock. He's actually going to go for the gang instead of trying to Rocket. Let's go Ice Spirit to break the Princess, as you do get that off. So that's going to be a beautiful sequence early, outcycling the Rocket. That's why sometimes with this deck, you can go for Xbows in single and outcycle their counters, and just like that, we basically won the game. I'm going to go for a Knight on this Princess, but he's back to Valk, so he might go Valk to protect it. Yes, he will, which is fine. I'll just go for the Fireball. Don't really want to waste my Evo Archers right now. I could maybe use them for offense, or split them in the back for some dual lane stuff. If he goes for a Barrel while I'm low on Elixir, I'll have to cycle back to my log, but it looks like he's not going to opt to do that, so okay, he's going to do that now, but it's like too little too late, so I can just get back to my log pretty easily and barely take any damage, so really chill situation. I don't even have to worry about predicting Princess at this point. I know he's back to it, but I can just kind of chill, and even if I take a hit or two, it's fine. Let's go for our Evo Knight for these goblins. Again, I want to save my Evo Archers if I can. You know, I can split them in the back for some nice dual lane shenanigans going on, or I can use them to get some nice power shots for an Xbow push at some point. Let's take a Fireball on the eye tower, and now he's in range of one more Fireball and a log. Get Tesla on this Princess, which will only get 1 hit. So if you rack fast enough, you'll only take 1 hit on the tower from Princess Bridge. It's obviously optimal to either catch it with a nice reaction, but that's only possible with really good ping and reaction time, or you can predict it low, which I do like to do if I'm in a more tricky situation against bait. Let's go for our Xbow again. Skellies catch the eye tower. Evo Archer is exactly what I saved them for. Look at those nice power shots coming through, and the Xbow is going to help out against that Valk. I'll hover my log for the Goblin Gang, because, okay, he's not going to go for that for some reason. I'll Fireball, hold on to my log for the gang, and he's actually going to go for the Princess. I guess I can just, I don't even need to log that. Wow. I don't know what he's doing, but he kind of got outplayed really hard in both sides. So that's going to be a really nice win against Logbait for the first match, where we kind of just outplayed him, you know, in single outcycled his Rocket, and then otherwise just controlled the pace of the match and used my Evos effectively. So that's generally the game plan I like to follow when I'm playing against Logbait. Alright, got a match against 2M. Could be 3 Musketeers, since, you know, 2M, 2 Musketeers, I have no idea, I'm just saying stuff, but let's see what he's going to be running. Let's go for Ice Spirit, starting things out. As for starting plays with this deck, I like to split Archers at the start if possible, especially if I have Xbow and Cycle, so I can go for an aggressive Xbow if they play, you know, a high commitment card, maybe in the back or something. Like, eye drag counts in my opinion, so I'm going to go for the Xbow opposite. You can also go Ice Spirit Bridge, or Log, or even Skellies in the back. Those are all really good starting plays. I would avoid going Knight first play, or Center Tesla, if you can, but Knight is not the worst play to make if you really have to. Let's go for a nice Fireball on everything and then Log. This is a nice way to counter the Golem, where you Fireball the second stage blobs, and then you can Log. You get them into range of getting, you know, that 1 HP interaction with the tower. It's a very nice one. And right now we've actually outcycled most of his counters, and I believe he's low on Elixir. Let's go for an aggressive Xbow, and he's going to go for the eye drag. I'll go Ice Spirit late, and then Archers to retarget that, so that's going to be a really nice play. As you can see, it goes Prediction Rage on whatever I was doing, but I waited, so I get a really nice retarget, and that's going to be another really nice connection. This is similar to the Logbait game, where going for an early Xbow, but not overcommitting to it, just gives you intel on their deck. So now I know that he's playing Golem with Barbs, Healer, Eye Drag, etc. And just gathering that intel and not overcommitting means you have more knowledge and information for future Xbow pushes. And right now, he's kind of already lost the game, because I'm going to be honest, no matter what spell he has, even if it's Lightning, But he most likely has like Tornado with the E-Drag, I would say. Even if it's like a Lightning Arrows deck though, he's not going to come back from this deficit if I defend perfectly. So just, you know, my normal center plant Tesla in the middle here. We're going to see if we can defend this pretty well. The E-Golem is going to be pretty easy to take out. Let's go for my Evo Archers, get some great power shots off on everything. Then I can go for a high Knight, and I'm just going to be able to keep the Archers alive, even though he went Tornado. And now I can go for the Xbow, because he's low on Elixir, does not have enough for the Barbarians. And if he does go for them, I have a Fireball ready. And it looks like he's just going to give up. Let's make sure he gave up. But yeah, that was just beautiful control against E-Golem. Essentially just outcycling in single Elixir. Perfect defense protecting my Archers, and that's basically going to be game against Elixir Golem. Pretty easy match. Alright, we got our next match against Helios. Let's see what he's going to be running as we are up against a Cannoneer. So a lot of different tower troops in the meta right now. I would say both Cannoneer and Duchess are pretty helpful for Expo Cycle. I mean, they're annoying in the sense that they can defend your counter-pushing Knights and Archers, especially Evo Archers. Like, Dagger Duchess is so good against those. It kind of renders them invalid. But, I mean, it's still nice that they spawn with SHP, because ultimately, with Expo Cycle, it is going to come down to a spell cycle game, about 70% of the time, I want to say. Unless your opponents can get easily outplayed, like I kind of just beat them the last few games by using some nice offense and good defensive tricks. But look at this guy, by the way, Graveyard, in like the first 40 seconds of the match, just Goblin Sign in the back, Graveyard Bridge. I mean, average Graveyard player, I guess. There is so much Graveyard on top ladder right now. It's like one of the most broken decks in the game, honestly. But since we have a nice counter push, he has a Barbarrel in this deck, by the way, so I'm going to go for Expo here. Yep, so you can't get nice value on everything. And this should be a nice position. Okay, what in the world? We see a Pekka coming down. That's actually kind of crazy. I am not too surprised considering how Pekka's been one of the most broken cards in the whole game for months on end, literally like 6 months straight. It's been terrorizing Clash Royale, Evo Pekka especially, but still I don't think I've ever seen Splash Yard with Pekka before. Anyways, we take no damage from that, so pretty decent. Like I was saying, he does have the Cannoneer, so worst case this will probably go to Spell Cycle at the end of the day. And we do have a nice about 700 HP lead just off the start. Wow, look at this guy, just Goblinstein Bridge. You're going to Graveyard with that? I mean, Lightning, what? Okay, what am I playing against? I'm going to go Evo Archers and Log. He's probably going to go for that ability, so I want to log it back and just make sure I don't really take that damage. I could have honestly not gone Log, and then I could have gone Expo with this, which might have been the better play, but he still does have to respond, so I should be fine to go in here, right? Okay, seriously, dude, I can't even go in because he has skeletons. This is actually insane, and now we are just casually going to be down. But have you guys ever seen Graveyard Lightning? I don't think I've ever seen that, like, genuinely. I have to go Expo, by the way. I know he has Evo Pekka back in cycle, but, like, I can't just sit here and defend. There's really no point to that, so I'm just going to be pretty aggressive this match. Going to go for a Tesla setup first, then Fireball Skellies. Maybe he won't expect this play, so we get a nice little Expo push coming down. I don't think he was expecting me to be that aggressive. Yo, he's BMing me, really? With this deck, dude, you're playing Evo Pekka Lightning Graveyard, and you're going to BM. Alright, well, I mean, I already know what I'm going to do when I beat him. Let's go Expo again, as we have a Tesla still alive, and he goes for a really terrible Lightning. Let's try and catch that with a Knight. Dude, I swear I literally caught that, but okay, the game just said no, apparently. Dude, why are you BMing when you're playing? Okay, you know what, I'm not gonna let myself get mad. I'm just gonna focus on this match, but like the BM is crazy, that's all I can say. Let's go Expo again. Let's log those Evo Skellies off, and hopefully goes for a Lightning. No, he goes for the Stein. I'm actually going to... I wasn't gonna Fireball. I will Fireball now that he gave me a massive Fireball on the Ice Wiz, and that should be an Expo lock. Yes, it will. Very nice. As he goes for a Graveyard, like, sir, you have an Expo on your tower. Are you really just gonna average Pekka Graveyard player, I guess? Like, I mean, Graveyard players are playing a very broken deck right now, but at least they're not this bad in terms of game sense. This guy's literally going Pekka Graveyard when there's an Expo on his tower. Now we are down a bit of Elixir, so I have to go with a high Tesla and chill. But I'm actually going to go for an Expo, this time not really to get a lock, but to separate his push, guys. Because sometimes you want to go with defense through offense, and you want to pressure so that they can't really overcommit. Like you can see right here, you have to go Ice Wiz Barbarrel on my Expo. I keep the Expo alive with some beautiful defense too. Go Evo Archers to melt the Evo Pekka, and we take literally no damage from that. You can see that he had a nice Evo Pekka coming down, so I was kind of worried he was going to go for an Evo Pekka Graveyard push, and that's kind of why I went Expo to, again, separate his push and play some nice defense through offense right there. So let's go for another Expo right now. We have a Tesla helping out as he goes for a pretty aggressive... excuse me, I'm allergic to his bad game sense. Let's go for a Fireball Log, and I mean, we're going to defend the Graveyard decently well. I wanted to save my stuff for offense, as Ice Wiz does get taken out, and that's going to be a beautiful offense. That should be game. He was BMing, like, the entire time, so I'm going to give it back. You know, like, imagine losing to this with Pekka Lightning, but, like, you got to give it back to them, guys. Alright, into another match against Venom. I cannot believe that dude had the audacity to BM with Evo Pekka, Graveyard of all things. But into the next match, on to better and brighter things. Venom, what are you playing? Evo Skellies. I think I can just go for the Xbow, honestly, because if you split archers first, this is why I said I like to split archers first play if I have Xbow coming up, because you can just go for an Xbow, and, what? Okay, he goes for, what? Night Witch the back? I am really confused right now. Night Witch and then late cannon card. Okay, I don't know what his idea was. These are Royal Champion League players, by the way. I don't know what his idea was going for Night Witch the back. I thought maybe he would like ignore this and go E-Golem in front or something. I mean, I've genuinely lost games to people who do that, so I wouldn't be too surprised. But still, like, I mean, okay, I'm going to go for Tesla with this placement. As you can see, it's a very nice play that's going to activate King and also defend the Firecracker pretty well. So I like to do that against, any Firecracker deck, like Hog Firecracker, sometimes, like, I guess, Giant Firecracker. I'm actually going to go for an Expo because he goes for the pump, and I can't Fireball the tower I wanted to Fireball. So if I Fireball the pump, I will get a decent trade, actually, because he's playing underleveled pump. I believe it does affect interactions. But he's playing what looks to be a beatdown deck, like Night Witch Cannon Cart, probably like Golem or E-Golem still. So I feel like getting this early lock is pretty crucial. And now I can just go, Expo plus Archer's Ice Spirit, and that's going to be, he went Cannon Cart Night Witch, that's like a 9 for 9. Plus he goes Firecracker, I'll just log, so that's a 2 for 3. So I'm actually up 1 elixir off that sequence. I know I'm down a bunch of elixir in general, because, he has a pump on the board. But nonetheless, I still feel pretty good about the situation I'm in. I'm going to go for a center Tesla and just kind of chill here. I don't really want to do anything too aggressive. Goes for a pump. I actually will take that Fireball. You know what? Because that's literally a lot of value. Like, that's like Fireballing the pump already. And then I take out maybe like 2 extra elixir from that remaining pump. So I feel like that was genuinely a worthwhile Fireball. I know I'm down probably about 4 elixir right now, but since I do have Evo Archers in cycle, I believe I should be able to defend, at least with the courtesy of the King Tower being activated too. Let's go for a nice log on those Evo Skellies. Arrows do unfortunately come down. We're back to a new Tesla, which I'll go for right about now. We're also back to a new pair of Archers. As you can see, this is why I like to cycle against like Arrows decks. I like to cycle my Archers early. I can give you guys that tip against any Arrows deck basically. Go for your first pair of Archers pretty early, so that you can go back to a new pair, outcycle the Arrows, and get good value. Here are some nice little micro with my cycle cards, so I don't really have to go for a new pair of Archers to defend this, or waste my Evo Knight. I can just let my other Archers do work, and then, log Ice Spirit. And now we're basically just cooking. I mean, he has 38 HP, I'll literally just log that off. All I have to do is worry about defending this. I'll just take a Fireball on the Firecracker, because literally, why not, right? Firecracker is a huge pain. That Fireball was for all of you guys who hate losing to Firecracker in mid-ladder, especially. But yeah, that's just pretty well defended. I mean, final Golem push, not really too concerning to defend. Once this pops, I'll get a nice Fireball off if I even need to. And that's a pretty good win against Golem. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but we kind of just destroyed him with good game sense. Alright, into the next match against, okay, very interesting name. I don't think I should read that out because we are PG-13 here on the SK555 channel. Unless I'm live streaming, but that's another story. Goblin's Hog, okay, probably Hog EQ, or, oh yeah, with the Firecracker, definitely going to be Hog EQ. That is so aggressive by him so early on, but I think we can get an activation off this Firecracker. You have to play your Skelly super early, guys, against the Firecracker, if it's on 1 HP, because it's going to die. Like, if you play super late, it'll just die before it gets a shot off, so I like to go a bit earlier, and that's a really nice little start to this match. I mean, we know he's playing Hog EQ, we know we have an activated King. I think life is pretty good right now. So the game plan against Hog EQ and generally like Hog cycle decks is to play perfect defense and then play good supplementary offense. But truly the biggest takeaway of the matchup in general is perfect defense. Because if you take even 1 Hog hit, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. If you take like some Earthquake damage, you're going to be in a lot of trouble as well. As you can see, supplementary offense is important. He went for pretty aggressive Hog push. That's why I went for the Expo. And I just kind of saw a nice little Fireball there on the Stein plus Tower, so I took it. And that's going to be a really good situation right here. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. This guy is spamming emotes for some reason. But, I mean, this is already a game 1 position, in my opinion, if I play well. This is definitely a terrible matchup. Hug Q with the Goblin Stein is like a 100-0 matchup. I would say Goblins might help me like 5% because that's just slower cycle than Skeletons, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty rough matchup overall. Let's go Ice Spirit Protector. Archer, no, that's an epic fail. I wanted to, it's so annoying to play against Firecracker, like, play around all of its stupid interactions, but it should be fine. We have a nice lead early. Like I was talking about earlier, guys, you want to go for a good offense, and if you can get a lock, then all power to you. That is impossible in this match against good players. So if you're able to get a lock, that's a huge deal, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to, so you just want to play good offense to force them to go for spells on your Expo, like, EQ it out, or waste a Stein. Speaking of wasting, he just EQ'd the Tesla for no reason, and I also have a nice little situation here with the Stein not being in cycle, so I can just easily get a lock here. So Skellies, let's protect this Xbow, go log as well. I could predict his building, but yeah, he goes for the EQ, so good thing I didn't Tesla. Guys, in this matchup as well, if they have EQ in cycle, do not Tesla the bridge with your Xbow, because number one, if they EQ, it'll just instantly die. Number two, if you go for your Tesla, they can go hog opposite, and you have no Tesla to defend the hog. Keep that in mind, you need to do that. So right here, just going to go Skellies early. We'll go center Tesla and just worry about defending. Okay, wow, how does that not pull? That's actually crazy. I'll go Ice Spirit, that's actually crazy. I'm going to take a hog hit. Okay, I'm actually getting a bit annoyed right now, because that, I don't know how that didn't pull. But anyways, let's go for another Expo with no Stein in cycle. This is the key timing, guys. When the Goblin Doctor dies, it means they're not back to the Goblin, because they have to cycle 3 cards after that to get back to it. So as you can see, he's just in a lot of trouble getting another Expo lock, having manipulated his cycle and abused that effectively. So card cycle counting, elixir counting, all important skills with Expo cycle. I'll try and explain to you guys when I use those skills in these matches. That's a beautiful fireball, which I will take on the Goblin Stein. If you can, guys, try and take that fireball if they give it to you. I mean, better players will not give it to you, but this guy doesn't really know what he's doing that well, so we're going to be able to get a nice little fireball and just spell cycle them over time, because again, it's more about defense than offense, so you're not going to be able to break through much against Hoggy Q players. So the main aim of the game is going to be spell cycle actually to get your damage, and if you can take anything on, you know, a Goblin Stein or even a Firecracker, I would say take it. Speaking of Firecrackers, that Evo Firecracker sitting there for like 30 seconds straight. I do not want anything to do with it, so I'm just going to fireball it off and get it out of the way. And now you can see I'm just splitting archers every time, because I want to use my Evo Archers. Evo Archers are so good in this matchup. You know, any matchup where they don't have arrows, so they have to go like EQ plus log, or like Firecracker plus log, or like 2 different things basically to kill your archers. That's where they get a lot of value. How are we back to Evo Firecracker? That's crazy. I swear I just fireballed one like 10 seconds ago. Then again, I did keep it alive for a long time. Gonna be some nice defense on the hog. Let's just defend this Firecracker too. Make it a baby Expo lock. Yes, we will. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm leaking a bit. Hold up, let me go for Archer stacked on the other side. And now it's just about perfect defense. I'll actually take a Fireball high, because, I mean, Monster, or rather Doctor plus Firecracker, that is good value. I will take that. Now let's defend this Hog Rider. Perfect defense, guys. 0 damage taken. High Tesla, predict a Hog Rider. This is the cornerstone of your perfect defense with this game. You want to go for high EQ, or high Tesla's anti-earthquake placements, and that's pretty crucial. Now we're back to the Fireball. It's going to be a good game. Very nice win against Hog Rider Earthquake, an impossible matchup, actually, with the Goblin Stein. Alright, into our next match against Smeary Secker, and he has Princess on his banner, but he's playing Chef, so I doubt he's playing Princess. Maybe he just likes the card. Let's find out what he's going to be playing. Probably some kind of beatdown. Tower Troops, I spoke about Cannoneer and Duchess. Chef is honestly the worst of all of them. Chef usually means going to be a harder matchup for Expo, because they're just going to have a lot of beatdown-esque troops, and you're going to be in for a world of hurt. So let's see. Lumberjack, obviously going to be some kind of beatdown. Just going to go for my knight for that. And yeah, let's check out what we're going to be up against. I'm so glad Chef is getting nerfed, guys, because it's been ruining the game for like a month straight. Like, I really don't think this card is healthy. E-Direct the back, like I said, if I split archers to go for a troop, like an expensive troop opposite lane, I will go for an Expo opposite and just kind of punish that. Goes for a Pekka, which is level 16 now, but I can go for my early Ice Spirit, early Skellies, and even matter of fact, go Knight as well, because I'm going to defend this. I'm actually going to go for a Log 2. That's going to be some perfect offense. We forced out a freeze, so, you know, I overcommit a bit to the Pekka. I went, like, double cycle cards, Knight plus Log. That's a lot of elixir, but he went Pekka freeze. That's 11 elixir, technically, so that's a lot spent. And I kind of just ignored the E-Drag, because you can see that I didn't have to commit anything to the E-Drag. I literally just had, like, 1 split archer from before walking that way, and I could literally just ignore it and take, like, 1 hit. If I had a better cycle as well, if I had, like, Ice Spirit and Cycle, I could have even activated King. So that's another reason to go opposite lane to an Electro Dragon, guys. You go for a Ice Spirit or something to activate King off of the E-Drag, because you can, like, go in, they have to overcommit to your Expo to take it out, and then they can't support the E-Drags to get a nice activation. And this looks like Pekka Lumberloon, so any activation against a Lumberloon deck is very welcome with Expo Cycle, as you guys know. He does the same thing, goes for the E-Drag the back, so I'm going to go for the Expo again. It's going to be tower down, because the Ice is not going to tank in time. Goes for Lumberjack. Just going to Evo Knight for that, and if he freezes, it's not going to be enough. I mean, he just spent 13 elixir. Lumberjack is 4, freeze is 4, E-Drag is 5, so basic elixir counting. That's going to be game. I'm going to go for the Log, cycle back to my Ice Spirit to get the activation on this E-Drag. Perfect gameplay, guys, as you can see. That Log was not really meant for anything offense related, but sometimes you have to manage your cycle by going for, like, you know, Log, cycle back to your Ice Spirit. Just like that, I got the activation. This is genuinely a perfect, flawless match against Lumberloons. Hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two from the way I'm playing this match. just really good offense in single, and then nice little tricks like, you know, cycling back to an Ice Spirit to get the activation, stack my Evo Archers because he can't really kill them, he has to go like NATO freeze to kill them, which doesn't even really do the trick. Gonna protect them and go for another Expo, matter of fact, because we have the Archers still alive. They will die to this Rage, I believe. No, they won't actually, and he goes for the freeze, which only kills one of them. Let's go Tesla protecting a Balloon Ice Spirit as well. Dude, that was perfect. I should have honestly taken no hits, but it's fine. I'm still happy enough with that offense. And that's going to be basically second tower halfway down. So this is just a masterclass against Lumberloon, and he's going to give up. So really good win. Not much else to say about that one. GG's. Alright, and we are into our final match for Ultimate Champion, guys, against a Russian player. Now, you guys know the drill. Every time I'm against someone like this, I ask you guys in the comments, let me know what his name means. I think last one was like Birdhouse or Free Bird or something, I forgot. But all of my Russian subscribers, you guys got me. So let me know what this guy is called. And he plays a Hog Rider, so gonna be anything, honestly. It could be like Hoggy Q like we already beat, or it could be, yeah, some mid-ladder nonsense. Now, I want to Expo opposite, guys, but I've learned against Hog Rider deck specifically, like MK Hog especially, you need to not do that. Like, I can go Expo opposite, then he might go for like, yeah, exactly, look at this, he goes for the Mega Knight. See, imagine if we went Expo, I could have lost the entire game against this push. So this is why I have refined my playstyle, guys, to defend this nonsense. So that's going to be a perfect defense, as you can see, and I'm really grateful I did that, because we're actually going to be just playing it chill and playing it slow, and this is what I prefer against these decks, honestly, because I have made that mistake too many times and lost a 100% win rate run too many times, guys, where I'll go for, like, you know, Expo when they go Wizard to the back or Execution to the back. They will literally ignore it, go Mega Knight opposite, go like Bats or something that I can't kill, and I literally lose the entire game because I spent too much with an Expo. So piece of advice, guys, if you know it's Hog Rider, do not do the trick I was telling you where they go like iDrag or E-Drag the back, you go Expo opposite. If you know it's Hog, play it safe. Trust me, mid-ladder, like, you need to. Now I know his deck and I have Evo Archer, so now I can do this, because if he goes like Mega Knight, I can go Knight for it. If he goes Mega Knight opposite, I can go Evo Archers. I'm still going to Evo Archers on this, and that's going to melt the entire Mega Knight. As you can see, beautiful Evo Archers value. And I can just go for the Knight on the Wizard. So that was going to be a perfect sequence right there, but that was because I knew exactly what he had. That was not zero knowledge Expo. That I already knew. He had Evo MK, Wizard Hog. I knew his, like, half his deck, basically, and Bats as well, and I had, more importantly, had Evo Archers in cycle to defend. That was the bigger important key there. Gonna go for the Fireball on this Furnace Ice Spirit as well. I'll take one hit, that's gonna be a -1, but to get Fireball damage, it's kind of worth it. Actually, let me go Skellies, I'm not cycling them on anything else. Okay, what in the world, that was annoying. But anyways, let's go Tesla for this Hog. Don't know if he has like a Lightning or anything yet, so like, it would be nice to find out. Gonna split our Evo Archers, or Archers rather, get back to the Evo. With this deck, guys, Archers, by the way, I get this question all the time. I'll just give you guys this advice. If you're ever up against, like, or not up against, if you're ever, like, deciding on what to upgrade and you only have one Evo, I'd say go for Evo Archers first. They're definitely the cornerstone of this deck, and I'd say they're the most important. Nice Archer predicting the Spirit Goblins. That's going to be a good game right there. Knight, and then Skelly's the DPS the Hog. We can go for a last-minute log as well. Perfect defense. Wow, that's so good. But yeah, Evo Archers, guys, that's why I was leading into that as well, because every time I'm, like, making a default play in the neutral game, I like to split Archers behind the King Tower a lot. Like, I get back to the Evo Archers, you can see they do so much work in so many matchups. They're going to kill this entire Mega Knight, and I can just go for the spell cycle, honestly. Like, we don't even really need to Expo, I think. Okay, he's actually going to give up, so that's going to be game. Nice win against Evo MK Hog, guys. It was just a really good case of ultra patience at the start, and then good punishing at the end. That's the way it's supposed to be. No aggressive Expos, like I said. That's what I've learned. And so that is going to be Ultimate Champion League, as you guys can see, with a win rate of 94%. So that is honestly pretty good. That is near perfect. That's like 3 losses, I think, overall. So bit unfortunate I had to lose, but that's going to be how to reach Ultimate Champion League with Expo Cycle, with the best tips and tricks that you guys need to know. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.